TG from Kilmarnock town, got your hustle down. Streams the pool games live, makes our day come alive. Early mornings on your grind, Tesco shift unwind, but you find the time to play, stream the virtual day. OTG tactical genius, every game you bring us with your skill and your flair. We're glad you're always there. Virtual cue in your hand.
And it's a sucker scratch. Look at the line. Commentator's eye. Don't say I didn't warn you.
OTG tactical genius, every game you bring us with your skill and your flair. We're glad you're always there. Virtual cue in your hand, amazing shots you land. From your home to our screens, living out our pool dreams. Early riser, work all done, streams the games just for fun. We'll cheer for you every match. TG, you've got the magic touch. OTG tactical genius, every game you bring us with your skill and your flair. We're glad you're always there. OTG tactical genius, every game you bring us with your skill and your flair. We're glad you're always there.
This for the 101. Absolutely sensational once again.
Virtual cue in your hand, amazing shots you land. From your home to our screens, living out our pool dreams. Early riser, work all done, streams the games just for fun. We'll cheer for you every match. TG, you've got the magic touch. OTG tactical genius, every game you bring us with your skill and your flair. We're glad you're always there.
That was fantastic.
Where's the cue ball going?
Oh dear, how sad, never mind.
No bar, no pinball machines, no bowling alleys, just pool. Nothing else.
Right, good afternoon, welcome back to VP4TV. We have a one-loss side match this afternoon, starting at the top of the hour, between Josemacuen, who has been here. I don't know whether he's actually practicing. He is now, I think. And Jose from Spain, and Bankster, according to his flag, from Kuwait, I believe. But there is no sign of Bankster at the moment, and we have got... how long have we got? Well, we've got 5 minutes to go, so he's got another couple of minutes to get here. Now, in the meantime, we had a great match on the one-loss side last night, so if you didn't get the chance to see that with us, I would urge you to go to my YouTube channel and watch the match between Larry and Sergeresh on that one-loss side last night. It was a nail-biter right up to the end, so it was. I won't spoil it for you if you haven't watched it, but take some time, go and have a look at it. It was a good one. Right, we need an update on the schedule because there have been matches added to that. We have the match this afternoon. We have Cobra and Defty 2, which is actually scheduled for 9 AM tomorrow morning. I don't know whether that will go ahead. I don't know whether Defty's going to show. Although I should be around at that time. It depends. I might actually still be playing Cowboy Doubles if we've got a game going at that time tomorrow. Then we've got Coldest Pillow on Monday night. Sorry, not Monday night, Tuesday night. Coldest Pillow and Rabbit, and that goes at 7:30 British Summer Time Tuesday. And then the most recent match added is Albinario and Hazard, and that's on Thursday at 8 PM. So that's the schedule. We still have a look in the lobby, and we're looking for Bankster, and we don't see him yet. He's got 3 minutes to get here. No, just about 3 minutes. Well, wouldn't it be ironic that Jose ended up in the one-loss side because he forgot when his match was on? That's how he ended up coming over here, because he never showed up for his last match, and that's why he ended up in the one-loss side. Wouldn't it be ironic that Jose gets advanced because Bankster forgets to turn up? Good afternoon to Coldest Pillow. Good afternoon to Slim. Oh, I mean, it's got, what time's that? It's got to be what, like 3 in the morning your time, Slim, to be getting up to do that. You're crazy if you do. I'm off all week. I can do it. We're still looking around for Bankster. Now, of course, again, as a reminder that the first time the room goes up, both players get 10 minutes to get into the room. Anybody disconnects during the match, they've got 5 minutes to get back into the room, or it times out and they forfeit the match. So, and Bankster has arrived. So we've got a match on. Well, I'm going to say Bankster should be favourite. As to what the score will be, I don't know. But I would put him at the very slight favourite. Probably because he might make less mistakes than Jose will. That's about it. So we're just biding our time. It's 16:59 on my phone. And we're just waiting on that top of the hour, and then probably the best part of a minute before this goes back up, this room. I see Tam arrived in the lobby there. And he's done a quick exit. He had a quick look in and now he's gone. So Jose, Bankster both raring to go. Just waiting on the room going up. And we won't hang around, we'll get in. Bankster's in. We'll have the lag for the break. Races to 9 on the one lost side. And no jump queues. And I'll have a quick drink before we start. Well, Jose was sitting in the chat. Unless he's gone to the bathroom or something. There's Bankster saying hello to me. Yeah, Jose's still sitting there. So that'll be even more embarrassing if he's come into the lobby, he's sat there in the lobby and then he's not in front of the computer when his room's gone up. Get this bloody thing to work. Oh, he's in. Right, good. Panic over. Right, so both players are in the room. Oh, bloody camera's jumping all over the place. Jose on the right hand side. And Bankster's going to win the lag. And we'll break. And this is dry. Cue ball stuck against what looks to be the 12 up top left. Well, he's got certainly one stripe into the side. He's on the 15 up there as well. But I would also consider the fact that the 8 ball's blocked into that top right hand corner pocket with a 6 ball. Now there is an angle off that ball right there. Let's have a look. To maybe stun onto that 8 ball and just free it up. Well, he hasn't done it. And then with the remaining balls that's up there, how do you get onto the 8 ball? You've got the pink 12, I think it is, over the left hand side. That 14 ball middle of the table, 10 ball middle of the table. He had an opportunity there to bump that 8 ball into play, and he never thought about it, or it didn't occur to him. But it's going to be difficult to get good on that 8 ball where it is. Once again, no incoming message from Steve today at any time to say he was going to be here, so I've just left Discord off. Well, that's not exactly ideal. Cue ball's going to be running loose. Watch that side pocket, and there you go. When it starts running loose, mistakes start happening. And of course now Jose's done most of the hard work, and Bankster is just going to pick his pocket right here, because these balls are all sitting very good. And it would be a big, big fail for Bankster if he can't get himself out here. But it's like I said prior to the match that I think in general Bankster will do more things right than what Jose will. And I think Jose made a mistake straight off the bat. If I was him, I would have stunned that stripe into the side and stunned and bumped the 8-ball, got it into play. Because then, of course, leaving that there like that and potting all the other balls with no great access to get to the 8-ball, he was always going to struggle. Eventually getting himself slightly out of line, having to make a blind pocket cut into the corner, cue ball running loose into the side pocket, and this is the end result. That needs to keep travelling, that cue ball. I don't know whether he can get enough of the 6-ball if he chickened out on the 5, but it's got to be the 5. And there's a mistake. Every time they get square, there's always a doubt. So Jose has been let off the hook. And now it should be a simple cut just to drop into the gap between the 6 and 8. Well, that is a fail from Bankster, because again, the failure was due to not getting that cue ball under control and leaving himself an awkward cut. And that's an escape for Jose. And Jose breaking in rack number 2. I think he's got a ball. Cue ball in the middle of the table. Now we've got a strike down the bottom left here as we look. We've got 2 solids on the left side. You've got 3 solids over the left side pocket. And all the balls up table are all stripes. There's 1 stripe in an awkward spot, which is I think the 13, or is it the 11 again? I keep getting them mixed up. It's the 13. That's the awkward stripe. So decision time. Well, I still think he could have, with that first pot he just played, now he's got a chance here to go over that side. He's got a bailout ball if he doesn't get there, but he's got to try and get across for that 13. And, well, he got there, but he didn't get the first pot. But that was always going to be the main issue there in dealing with that 13 ball. And Bankster, again, playing a pot with a huge draw, not really controlled, and he's got himself immediately in trouble. And that is just poor, you know, putting way too much draw in the cue ball. There's no control over doing that. You're just running the cue ball and hoping you're going to get lucky and get on a ball. And that was doomed to failure, that effort. So Jose, with ball in hand, well, that 13 ball still sitting there. So the first mistake he's going to make here is starting potting that 10 ball up the table, running out and blocking himself out for the 8 ball. He should be taking that 13 into the side. And that's terrible. I mean, that's terrible for 2 reasons. It's terrible because he's got ball in hand. And then secondly, he can't get the ball into the hole. So we haven't seen anything impressive in these last 2 shots here with these guys. Welcome to Tam. So there's a bit of sloppy stuff going on here. They need to get their act together, the pair of them. And certainly from ball in hand there, Jose was trying to do crazy things. I think he did get on the 13, but that's by the by. He should have definitely got on the 13 with ball in hand, and he had those balls up the table there to work with anyway, regardless of that. And Bankster, his problem is he's had a chance to punish Jose, failed to do it, and now he's getting another go. 8 ball smack bang in the middle of the table. And blocked in 2 pockets though. Well, he's got the cut back and should be all square. Oh dear, would you believe it? Bankster is gifting this to Jose. Well, gifting him another opportunity. And we never saw it. It just shows you the difference in standard between Larry and Sergresh last night. We didn't see a lot of the stuff we've seen there. In fact, what we've seen in the first rack here is more than enough errors to cover that match last night. So Jose trying to redeem himself here, and should never be 2-0 up. Let's be honest about that. He should never be 2-0 up. Bankster should be 2-0 up. But that's the way it goes when you can't get the job done. Not a difficult 8 ball that he had into the side pocket there. A little cut back. Totally misjudged it. And gifted Jose this opportunity for 2-0. There you go. Anybody coming in here and watching this now think, oh, Jose seems to be dominating these first 2 racks. Nothing of the sort. Nothing like it. It couldn't be further from the truth. Bankster's broken rack number 3. Got a ball. And we've got a slight problem on that left side. Regardless of whether you're taking solids or stripes, you've got problems to deal with on the left side. And now that Bankster's committed to the solids, the most obvious problem is that there. When cue ball, well, that cue ball almost gone there, brushing off that 3. And look at the angle he's got. Let's have a look. Well, he's bolt straight in a 3 ball. He might have to cut his losses here and pot the 3 and leave the bank in the 1. And the other problem he's got is, well, wait a minute, what's happened here? Hang on a second. The other problem he's got is the 7 ball is extremely tight. In fact, let's be honest, it's not going where that's sitting. And Bankster tails off with the bank. End of visit. Now Jose should not be touching that ball up the top left corner there. He should be leaving that ball there for the time being, because that's a slight safety net that he's got. The only other one he has to consider is these 9 balls nailed to the 8. Now he's going to get some sort of bump. Well, he's missed the 10. And he was in no man's land with that shot there. Cue ball's nowhere. Bankster, of course, won't have to bump anything. That 8-ball cuts in. Well, he's just done Jose a favour there. I don't know why. I don't know why he's just done that. He didn't need to break the 8-ball out. It's a 7-ball he wants to be careful of. That 8-ball didn't need moving, you just needed to get on it. And all he's done there is he's freed up Jose's ball that's locked up. And Jose's got a table here for 3-0. I mean, that was just crazy. I don't know what's going through Bankster's head, but decision making is all to pot there. Why bump the stripe and the 8-ball when the 8-ball clearly potted? All you had to do was get on it. And he had the problem up the table with the 7-ball. Oh, I don't know why, why. I mean, you need a clear head to be sure of what you're doing and making the right choice, but Bankster's far from that at the moment. What's that? Tam saying should have potted 9 with 13 to 8 carom. What's that cue ball? That cue ball's got juice still in it. Oh dear, he's walking the knife edge there, Jose. And he's doing it again, and it's gone this time, I think. Yeah, there you go. And then, well, this is absolutely handed to you in a plate, Bankster. It should have been 3-0 now. And Jose's had 2 goes at scratching, failed in the first attempt, and very next shot, scratches. So this is just a plain and simple roll the 1 ball into the bottom left-hand corner and pot the 8 to the side. How can this go wrong? Well, we're only into the... We're still in the 3rd rack, just about to start the 4th. And it's going to be a long race to 9, the way this is going at the moment. Well, that was weird the way the cue ball ended up going there. It ended up going up and down the table. But Jose's got... He's actually he's got 3 balls in the break there. We've got 2 stripes, 2 solids in this bottom half of the table here with the 8-ball. You've got a 6-ball on the right side rail that passes that. I think it's a 10-ball that's up there. But Jose's decided he wants the stripes, and the stripes up top are all accessible. That 11-ball obviously goes into either side pocket. It's a bit tight past the 8-ball though. It does go. And the other problem on that is he's got no other ball down this end of the table with that 11-ball to enable for him to get on it good. So well, I don't know. This is tight. It's got to go in off the jaw. And it's even more difficult cutting it at an off angle where it's a blind pocket cut. Now that needs legs on it for the cue ball to get to the 8. And he's got there. Well, this is a bit better for Jose. And restores his 2-rack lead. Well, hang on a minute, folks. I've lost my X-split. Wait a minute. Sorry about that, folks. My X-split and my second monitor. I think I moved my mouse outside my main screen and accidentally moved my X-split, so I couldn't see it in my second monitor. I've fixed it now. We're all good now. Welcome to Spud Boy. I'll have another. Well, Jose at the table. So we've got 2 stripes bottom half of the table. He's nailed himself to the rail. He would really like to jack up and hold for that 9 off this 15. But I think he might be worthwhile while he's trying to jack up, but he could also probably have gone forward. Now he's stunned at too much angle. He's locked himself out. But he could have just potted that and bumped to 4 and 5 there and got on the 9. So, hasn't managed to deal with the problem. He's got himself in the gap now. And the only problem now is a 6 ball. He's going to be going forward. In fact, the other problem is the 3 ball as well, or the 5 ball, if that's in the middle of the table. Well, he's hitting it dead soft. And he has got a sight on the 10. Problem is the 8 ball doesn't go. And cue ball's going to be travelling, and this is all about getting up top somewhere. If you hit this too hard going forward, you'll stay down here. Well, that's pretty good. It goes through the gap. And he's got 7/8 of a pocket to go to. This for 4-1. And in it goes on the far side. Well, Bankster's far from out of this match if he can just find a better level of consistency. And look at this mess up top. Jose's break in rack number 6. And we have got a proper mess here. Jose's called a 9. Nine doesn't get there. But Bankster, I'm fairly certain, will be taking the stripes. I can't believe he's going to do anything else other than roll that ball along the rail, smack into the 9 and break these balls open. That would be the first priority to get done here. Well, I thought it'd have been just as easy to roll that in along the rail and then try and break these out. So he's played the combo. They've broke out. He's again, if he's going to play the 12 ball, he's going to bump that 15 ball. Is it the 15? Yes, it is. And he's got his 10 ball nailed to the top rail. And this may be another combo. The only thing that's a worry about the combo is how close the 10 is to the rail. It's fairly tight, but it's not frozen. So this 15 ball has to marry up with that 10 without hitting it where it's pushed to the rail, or it'll bounce out. And that's perfect if it's got the legs. That was very well played. Absolutely spot on how he hit that. Well, the 14. Is that the 14 or the... Again, I get mixed up with these colours. It is the 14 with this blue cloth. Now, he's just got to get out of there and get clean on this. Well, the brush on the 14's done him a huge favour, because this is just drop it in and you're on the 8 ball. So Bankster's going to get himself another rack in the board, and he's also going to get the benefit of his break to follow it up. Question is whether he can get any joy. Well, something flew into that top left-hand corner. I thought it was the cue ball. I think he's breaking off like the third ball down, Bankster. But that 5 ball flew into the top left corner. Now, looking again at the table, you've got the 2 solids bottom left, which are a combo, the 7 and the 3. You've got 2 up top that are a combo, the 2 and the 4. And the 6 ball you can get access to. If you look at the stripes, the problem with the stripes is that ball there. Now, if you look at the solids, you've got a little combo to start you off. You've got a 1 ball into the side. Bankster going for the stripes, so he's got an immediate problem up top. And we'll see how he's going to deal with this if he ever gets a chance. I don't know. I didn't realise he was partially hooked here. So he's gifted Jose an opportunity. Those 2 balls up there are still a very makeable combo, but with ball in hand he can get into the gap between the 2 and 4. But your 7 and 3 ball down here don't need any movement. 1 ball in the middle of the table. And the then concern for Jose is, as he progresses here, is what ball's he getting on to get on that 8 ball, because that 8 ball is inaccessible really where it's sitting. yes, you can get to it in the short side, but how do you get to it in the short side? And the other problem is, well, it has got a pocket, and obviously the 3 ball's still there as well. So the 7 and the 3 are sitting there. Jose's got the 1 ball into the side. He's got to hold it in the middle of the table to play that combo. 2 balls up there as a bailout shot. Well, I don't know what he was doing, but if he was playing for the 7-3, I can't believe he wasn't, because he left it way short. And now he's got to get into the other gap and get off the rail as well in the process. And this is all up in the air as to whether he's going to have any sort of shot anywhere in this 8 ball. Guarded by the 9 ball into the right side pocket, and the 10 ball is sitting really too tight on it to make it comfortable anywhere else. I don't even think it goes up table. Let's have a look. You get a closer look at this. You might be, oh, it's too tight. And where he's finished with the cue ball here, this is anybody's guess where this is going. Well, he's bumped straight into the 8. He's going to have a shot on it. Well, he's got lucky. Got a lucky break. You'll take what you can get. No, I thought he was from... where did I say he was from? No, I don't think it's Qatar. I'm pretty certain it's whatever the hell I've said it is from. I can't read it. Kuwait. It's a Kuwait flag I think he's got. Anyway, Jose stretches his lead again back to 3 racks. 5-2 in front. And I think that was either 2 or 3 strike balls that went in there. Top right and top left. Yeah, 3 balls have gone. And these solids look like the balls to play, because you've got the 2 solids down this end as we look, the 3 and the 4, and access to the 8. It's got to be the solids. My concern with the stripes would be the 9 ball and not getting good on it to stay away from the 8. But that's a minor thing, to be honest with you. It's just a minor thing, depending how you finish on the 9. You don't want to be playing a shot where you're having to bump the 8. And I'd be concerned about that as well, bumping the 8, because you know this 4 and 3 ball could end up coming into play. We'll soon find out. I think I would have been going solids every day of the week there with the way that table was. Now here's my point. This is a point I'm making. He's got the wrong angle in the 9. He might be able to avoid it or just brush it. He's okay. But you never want to leave that in doubt. It's always another thing that can go wrong. So, a quick response from Bankster. And that was on Jose's break as well. That's a bigger bonus. No, tell a lie, I've got that wrong. That was Jose. It's Bankster's break. My bad. Well, it's a bit early for me to give you out the falling asleep excuse. So Jose with a 6-2 lead, and Bankster's survival is now under threat. I've been losing it for a long time. And I honestly thought that Bankster would be the favourite in this match. But and it just shows you how things multiply severely in 8 ball. He's made mistakes early on, and the gap's built up until now. He's in a position in this rack where he simply must win the rack. He doesn't necessarily have to run out. He just has to win the rack. because this is going to run completely away from him if he doesn't. I found out another thing about that Kwanga or Kanga game today, which I didn't even realise. I've got so little money. I've been killed quite a few times, losing everything that I have, not being able to retrieve them. Because if you quit the game and go back after you've died, when you restart the game, if you actually shut the game down, the game does not reload with your last death point on the map. And so you're starting again completely naked, no weapons, nothing. And I've been trying to go north from down deep south in Africa to go north. And I've been landing at these refueling stations, refueling the spaceship, not realising that each refuel's costing me what credits I've got. So I landed at this one this afternoon, went to refuel the ship, and nothing's happening. I'm going, what the hell's happening? It's not refueling. And then I looked at my funds. I'm down to 8 credits. So I've now got no money. I'm stranded in the middle of Africa. I've got no weapons, and I'm still probably 1,500 miles from where I'm trying to get to. So I've got no chance. So the learning curve in that game is pretty severe, especially when you get killed and you lose everything that you have. Maybe they're going to have to look at that as a tweak. Well, Bankster, more importantly, has done what was requested of him there. He had to run out or win the rack regardless, and he has done. But he still trails by 3. And Jose, I think, has done Bankster a little favour, coming up dry. And there's the problem right in front of him there with these 2 balls stuck together. He's got to commit. If he commits, then it would be the stripes. And the stripe up top right there, if it was that, is blocked by the 1. Well, he's doing a good bit of thinking here. I think Steve said you do get longer after the break before you play your first shot. Well, he's called the 6 ball. So, solid as it is. And there's the problem. He's got that problem there. He's got the 3 ball, where that's the one that he's going to have to try and get on in such a way that he can get onto that 5 and give it a bump. And he's gone 2 straight in the 3. If you ever consider it now, it's 2 straight. Now he can roll through and leave that angle in the 3 to go over. Well, he's got there one way or another. He's freed it up, and now the last problem is the 2 ball. But if you play this right and get on that 1 ball, you can spin the cue ball up top there along the rail and play that 2 ball into the side, in the left side pocket. Yeah, well, I suppose you could say yes, it's a bit like No Man's Sky. There is building elements in it which I've never tried because I've no clue how it works. But the difficulty of it is being killed and having nothing, and you know, you've then got to go and do missions which involve generally avoiding these bloody lobster type things, these scorpion type things. You can't basically walk in the desert for any period of time. You can't stop walking, put it this way. In fact, you can't walk either. You've got to keep running because these things come all over you. And if you think about it, your lifeline that you have, your life bar, it goes down unless you're collecting items that you can recycle. They call it matter. If you recycle matter, that increases your lifespan storage, if you know what I mean. The bar goes up. Well, I'm in a position now where I daren't go anywhere. I've got no money. Any missions that I do can't really be dangerous where I have to go into the desert because I've got no fuel in my starship. I can't go anywhere in it. I am completely stranded. But I mean, No Man's Sky has the survival element about it, where you've got to keep collecting elements and everything. This game has that in some sort of way, but you can collect things like oil cans and all of that. So it's not collecting elements. You're just collecting anything that you see, as long as you've got enough storage space in your body. Because if you lose your backpack when you get killed, then you've lost your storage space. You can only carry like 2 items, so it's really tough. Anyway, Bankster is back to within 2 here, and within the next few minutes we could have a match on. Opted for the stripes, and looking up top we've got the 10 ball with easy access to the 14. Now if he just rolls this 13 in, the 9 ball's there as well, but if he just rolls the 13 in on the right hand side, if it is the 13, it could be the 12 for all I know. It is the 13, so he just rolls forward while he's stunning over for the 14. Now I'm puzzled at that because the 10 ball doesn't go by this 4 ball. I haven't a clue why he's done that. That was, I mean, he's obviously done that because now he's decided he's taking this first, but that still doesn't answer the problem of the 10 ball going past the 4. So I think he's gone about that the wrong way for a start. That's a howler because he should be dealing with that. Got to take the 9, take the 10. Right, let's have a look at what he's left. Well, he's got a very slight angle on this 10 ball, but he can come back and come out of there, which is what he's trying to do. Now, one thing to be wary of is the 8 ball doesn't go into the side, this side now. So, and that needs to bounce. So now he has a problem. The 8 ball does go past the 7. The angle he's got, though, he needs to avoid the bump in the 1. Oh, it wiped its feet, but he's finished good. And is Bankster beginning to find his game a wee bit at this stage in the match? Well, he had to. I mean, he couldn't do much. Well, goodness me, commentators curse. He's hung the 8 ball. Wow. Did all the hard work. And of course, he's still strong favourite at the moment, because that 8 ball's easy to kick in if Jose starts getting down and dirty here. Jose would need to play a good one to stop Bankster getting a bank at this 8 ball or something. But of course, the other thing is the 2 and the 6 ball, the 7 ball are not sitting great for Jose either. Now, Jose is just going to probably play a snooker eventually, I would think. Not much else he can do. How do you do this every time you need to be tested? What the hell is he talking about now? Now, what's he trying here? I mean, all he can do is try and bump the two. Maybe trying to bump the two over across in front of the 8 ball, and then we'll end up in a stalemate. Jinxing, oh, but that's just a natural talent I've got. I don't work at it. I don't do any training on it. It just comes natural. Well, like I said, very difficult to keep that 8 ball safe. Bankster has got a huge target to hit that 8 ball. I'm expecting him to get this. I think it'd be more likely. We need to make a howler of a shot choice here in the terms of the line to miss this 8 ball. Very strong odds he was going to hit it. And suddenly he's back to within 1. And suddenly also now there is a lot more pressure on Jose's break, which looks dry. And what else do you know? The cue ball's gone south into the side pocket, and there's the match turned in its head right there on one shot on Jose's break with a 6-5 lead, and Bankster now doing a fair bit of thinking again, because this is an important visit. He's looking at the stripes. The 14 ball is handy to get to from off these 2 balls here. 14 ball into the side, 13 ball sort of in the middle of the table, and the 8 ball in the middle of the table, and 1 strike down this end. So big visit for Bankster here, and I think he's gone too far straight away here. He's gone pear-shaped already, and that's no good. That's no good at all. I mean, he wanted to be here so he could play the 10 at least, and he's ran too far, and that pink 12 doesn't go past the 10 really. It's not at that angle, it doesn't. So he's got himself in trouble. Tough, tough cutting that 14 into the side if that's what he's doing. It's also a tough cut, the 13 into the side. Well, I think he's committed to it now. And in it goes. He's on the one in the top rail. Now, does he try and bump into the 4 here, knowing that he's still got the 10 ball as a bailout? But he could play that one into the middle, unless he gets high into the table at some point. Well, I think if he'd spun it across, he could have bumped to 4. There is the danger he could have hooked himself, but he's got the angle off the 10 as well, where he just needs to come up into the gap to get that 13. But this is touchy. This has got to be delicate. Now, even if it bumps that 15, it'll still be good. That's not bad. So this is a problem ball. And he's still got the 11 down the bottom here, and he's perfect in the 15. And he needs to have a quick look at that 8 ball before he starts doing anything else. It does go past the 4, and of course it goes in to the other corner pocket. But he's 3 balls away from tying the match. Now he might just come back out the way where he's came here to play this 8 ball past the 4 ball. I don't think the angle's really helping him go anywhere else other than nip it back. And that's what he's going to do. Got to judge this right though. Well, he's bottled out in it, hasn't he? He's bottled out with that shot. He hasn't gone through with the stroke. And now He's almost shot himself in the foot. He's just about to shoot himself in the foot, leaving this as a cut on the 8-ball, but he bottled out on stroking it. He was worried about controlling the pace, and that's what happens when you're not comfortable on certain shots. And that one there was a prime example. He had to nip that back, but he's got away with it, and that's a good recovery. And it is fully recovered because he was 6-2 down, wasn't he? He's now 6 apiece. Game on. So we're into rack number 13, and it's dry for Bankster, which is what he doesn't need. And now the shoes in the other foot, the pressure's all on Jose. With a dry break, Jose gets first shout. You've got the pink 12, the pink 4 married up. Now, can he see the 12 to get rid of it? I think he probably can. But then, of course, he's committed to the stripes. And he is anyway. Now, that's already gone awkward. Can he get most of the cue ball? I think he can, but I don't know whether at this angle he can get enough of the 12 to pot it. Maybe he can just get it in off the left side. Yeah, well, it did use all of the pocket, but it's gone in. And we need to look ahead at this 8-ball. That 8-ball comfortably goes as long as you're good on it. You can cheat the pocket, so there's no worry about the 8-ball. The angle that he's got in the 9, the cue balls want to leak away. Now, he doesn't want to finish below this 10. Ideally, he would love to bump the 1. I don't know whether he's comfortable. Now you see, well, he wasn't comfortable either way. He did get on the 10, but he's forgot about the bloody 9. And, well, not the right time to make a blunder like that, Jose. With Bankster breathing down your neck, and with a table that, let's be frank, is fairly simple to run out on as long as you keep the cue ball right. But straight off the bat, he was doing his best to make a mess of it. Now he needs to get out of there clean. And he's lucky he's got a bailout. That's all I'm saying. The bailout 3-ball. I think Jose's the less likely to keep consistent enough to be getting out. I think Bankster's more likely to do it, but you know, both of them are making mistakes. So far, so good. But still 5 balls to deal with. Well, 2-ball. I mean, 5-ball, 2-ball into the side, but 2-ball to me is a shot and just nip back for that 5. Get an angle in the 1, get into the wide open spaces on the right side of the table for the 8-ball. I'd still be taking the 5 and making sure I've got the angle to get out. Well, he's trying to nip back to cut it into the side. Well, he's got it there, but... Oh, what am I talking about? That's the 9. My bad. I'm thinking that was the 1-ball again. Well, has Bankster ever been in the lead in a match? Was he ever in the lead at the beginning? I don't think so. So let's just settle for the first time in the lead, unless somebody remembers different. He's now gone 5 racks in a row for a 7-6 lead. It's wake up time for Jose. Jose's break has given him a ball, and I don't think he's going to have much choice other than solids the way he's sitting. I don't think he's got a shot in any stripe anywhere. And he's got the 5 ball on the left hand rail here that can get him to the 6. So there's a bit of movement needing done here because he's got to go back up table to deal with the 7. Now he's got himself too close to the rail. He really wants to get into that 6 ball and go over and deal with that 2 ball and deal with the 1 ball into the side. Well, I don't know whether that's where he wants to be or not. I'm hedging my bets. He's given it. I mean, he's got in a position where he's given him a choice of shots, but to me, he's got to get on that 2 to get to that 7, or on that 7 to get to that 2, whichever comes first. So, bit of a pinch here for Jose to hold it together, because this is a vital visit for him to stay in touch. Oh, he's overcut that. That's a poor shot. That was not difficult. I mean, it was a fairly simple cut in the 7, and that's a bad miss by Jose, and he's going to pay the price. I think the old nerves are jangling for Jose. Should never be missing that 7 ball. Never seen that name before, however you're meant to pronounce it. Dinkian. Well, Bankster's still to do the job as well. Don't forget, I mean, it all looks simple enough, but it's holding your nerve and keeping your game together to get the job done. He's gone pretty straight in this 11. He's going to have to thump this in to get the cue ball out, unless he's going to tweak it a bit and spin it. Well, he's checked it, held it in line. He's sort of in no man's land again, a wee bit. Well, the angle's not too bad in the 9, looking at it. Well, that was a bad shot by Jose. I mean, it could cost him the match. It might be his last shot. Oh no, tell a lie, he's going to have a break. Oh no, he isn't. He broke this rack, so it could be his last shot. Well, he'll have a nightmare about that. At least he won't have to remember about what his last shot was. Meanwhile, Bankster, well, he's got to take the 10. There's no way you take that 14 and try and get back to the 10. You play the 10, and then all you're doing is you're rolling 2 balls in. Couldn't be any easier. But Bankster is about to be in it. I'm tempted not to say anything because you just don't know with these two. But like I said at the beginning, and again I'm repeating myself, you know, Bankster's just always... It's always been my idea that when these two came together, that Bankster is just going to be more likely to get the job done. And that's how it's really panning out overall. When you really want to hold your nerve and cut that ball, like Jose cut it, you know, that's a sign of frailty there. Big sign of frailty. And Jose might have a chance to stay in it. Bankster's breaks dry, but This table has to, you've got to pick your way through this, whatever set of balls you're going for here. Yeah, well, if he takes the one, I think I'd want to get out of there clean. I wouldn't want to try and start trying to bump stuff. You see, there's a mistake there. Okay, he's got lucky, he's got on the two, but I don't think he had a great deal of idea what he was about there. You know, he's lucky, he's on the two ball. I'm not 100% convinced what he was up to there, because here's my concern. That 6 ball. Now, if he just drops that dead weight, pops the 5 in, and lets this cue ball, well, the thing is, he's going to have to roll through far enough so he can see the cut angle, but it's going to be a blind pot. He's got there. He's got to commit himself here. He's got to go for it 100%. And above all, he has to nip out of there so he can at least see the 7 or the 4. He's got to avoid bumping if he can. And not up to the job, to Jose. And those are bad misses at the wrong end of the match. So Bankster can seal the deal here. He's, hey, let's be honest, he's got not really a problem as long as he deals with that 10 ball, which from the ball that's up top, that's one way of getting to the 10 ball. And he could do that now. He could nip down for that ball up top, whichever ball it is. It might be the 15, I'm not sure. I haven't a clue what it is up top, but you know what I'm talking about. He's left himself a bit high. In fact, he might even commit himself. Well, I think I thought he'd maybe looking at the 10 ball there, but he'd maybe be bumping the 8 doing that. Well, he'll definitely be bumping the 8 now. Needs to be careful with that. He's overdone it. He's overdone it. And again, that 8 ball was maybe just playing in his mind. Well, Jose, all of your balls are clean and clear. You've got to get this right. Make your 4 ball the last ball. You've got to get out for this. You've got to go on to the 7 ball's tight. How does he deal with the 7 ball? In fact, I think he can cut that 4. He might have to go about it a different way here, because I was thinking get on the 4 and get across for the 8. But he's going to have to work out another way of doing this here. And this is going to be, it's going to be critical that he has some workable shot on this 7 ball. Now, the objective here is to get into this half of the table, this side. And that's no good. You've got to have it in a better position than that so you're more comfortable with the shot. Okay, he can still get it, and he can still get there. But he's got to let it run loose. Well, now he's got in there, into the spot. Pay no attention to the side pocket, because this is all about just picking your line. You're well away from the knuckle in the side pocket. And just play the shot, but watch the cue ball. And he's got the line. And now Jose's survival is going to be determined by his break. Still trailing by 1, trying to take it all the way. And coming up dry. Well, Bankster now has a visit that could take him through at the next round. He's got the two solids right next to his cue ball, the 1 ball and the 7 ball over the corner, 4 ball to the left, 6 ball to the left of that, 5 ball down the rail on the left hand side, 3 ball a wee bit less accessible where it's sitting, but you can get there. But he's committing to the stripes because the stripes all have a pocket. And there's many a player still left in this tournament where they'll be looking at this table saying, well, this match is over. It might still not be the case 100% convincing with Bankster, but he has that opportunity right now to get the job done and not suffer the pain and anguish of a final rack decider. He's got the 1 ball in this half of the table, the 10 ball, which he can deal with now, and his last 3 remaining are all in the clear. The only slight concern is the 12 ball. If he pots the 10, he's got to leave us a little angle one way or another on that 12 ball. He can't be bolt straight. He's got a slight angle on the 12, although he's not interested in it. I'm worried about how good he's going to get in that 12. Well, he's got there now. Now, I think he can just pot this and let this run out. He might have a wee bit of help in spin, I'm not sure, but he can certainly get the other side of that 14 ball and leave it into the same corner pocket. This is all about just judging the pace. And that looks good enough. Although he's nailed to the rail. Now, what's the angle like he's got here? Well, that's fine, because this 8 ball's going into this side pocket here. And it is game over. All you have to do is make sure you roll out far enough when you play this 14. You've got to get to there. What's he doing? Well, it's a slight cut, but he should never be missing this. So this for the match. And I have to say that overall, there's nothing surprised me in this match between the two of them. Jose's just made too many errors. Bankster was the man more likely to get the job done, and the end result is that's exactly what's happened. So Bankster survives by 9 racks to 7. We need a final update here. We have, well, that'll update in a minute once that goes through. There you go. The only remaining matches on the schedule are Cobra and Defty 2. Who said this guy was good? I've never seen him play. But I've hardly ever seen him in the lobby. But anyway, they're going at it at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. The winner's side match, that'll be round 3, I would believe. Coldest Pillow and Rabi on Tuesday evening at 7:30 British summertime, and then finally Albinario and Hazard on Thursday evening at 8 o'clock. Now, if we look at that bracket, top to bottom, we can see there's the match in the schedule for round 3 with Coldest Pillow and Rabi. The one between Cobra and Defty. We have Bethead already through to round 4. After that, well, very solid win against Matt, 11 racks to 2, and then we have that last third round match with Hazard and Albinario. The one loss side, you've now got Slim's opponent. You've got one Pocket Slim up against Bankster, and the winner of that match already knows their fate because they're going to be playing MC_Clarkey in the next round on the one loss side. Now, Larry, after his triumphant victory last night, he's still waiting on the loser coming through, and the loser will be the loser of the match with Hazard and Albinario. And further on up, we have Spectre Dawn now. we know what happened there. Stubb bailed out. We've still got this match now. That match deadline is tonight between Popman and Balls. That's 11 PM tonight. That's deadline, and it's going to time out. So I don't know if Popman sent any proposals. I haven't a clue whether he's that active in that way. He's not really around an awful lot now, Popman. But one of them's going to get forfeited either way, whatever happens, unless they suddenly show up. And then you have Bankster, not Bankster, Viking, who got through when Casino Jim didn't show up for their match. And lastly, at the top of the bracket, you've got Fast Eddie with Rosin. Now, once again, I mean, are these guys aware of the deadline? Because they've only got a few hours to get this done. So there's a match there that could forfeit. And there's a match there that could forfeit. But anyway, that's up to them to get their act together. If they're just waiting and suddenly, you know, accidentally bumping into each other in the lobby, it's never the way to go. Get your proposals in. Anyway, that's it, folks. Well done to Bankster. Back to the drawing board for Jose. And good luck for the rest of the tournament for Bankster. Popman has disappeared. Well, he's Thunder, whatever the hell his name is, but he's still Popman, but I've not really seen him around an awful lot. Anyway, that's for them to worry about. If they can't be bothered sending proposals and they can't be bothered checking their emails or checking their messages, nothing else you can do about it. Right, I will see you later, folks. Thanks for your company. And bear in mind, remember, I'm off the rest of the week, so there will be matches happening in this tournament. I'll get as many as I can, as long as they're at a suitable time. So until we meet again, we will bid you good evening.
No bar, no pinball machines, no bowling alleys, just pool. Nothing else.